name is Kristian. Now this is Impal and devote. Devote is the horse and Impal is the man. I met Impal in a small village outside of the Mafateng district in Lesotho a couple of years ago. I was lucky enough to portray him. And as I was taking his picture, we started talking and I got to know him a little bit, and I was deeply impressed by this beautiful horse that he had. So I asked Impal, how much do you have to pay for a horse like this? What does it cost if I want a horse like that? And you could really see, like, as Impal understood the question, you could see that his eyes just lit up with pride, you know, and he straightens his back and he says to me, 500 rands. 500 rands? I was astonished. I couldn't believe it, that you could get a horse like that for 500 rands. For those of you that don't know, 500 rands is about $35 or 300 Norwegian kroners. So, well, then I say to Impal, but that's great, but how long did you have to work to be able to save up that kind of money to buy this horse? And without hesitation or the need to calculate, he answers me, 2 years. 2 years, 300 kroners. Now this is Impal's reality, everyone. Another reality is that if Impal wanted to go to school as a young man, instead of working as a shepherd from the age of 6, like his father and his father before, he would have to pay 4 or 5 horses like this every single year. A quick question, you can just answer it to yourselves, but remember this picture just for a while. And the question is, what potential do you see in this picture? What do you think is the potential of a picture like that? This year, in 2015, 1 trillion photos will be taken. 1 trillion, right? It's just an enormous amount of photos. It's hard to grasp, but 1 trillion is actually, if you print them all out on like postcards like this, and you put them next to each other, 1 trillion photos will take you to the sun and back. That's 1 trillion photos. That's in 1 year. So what are the potential of these pictures? Are they just single moments in time that are freezed, captured and then forgotten on a hard drive somewhere? Or do they have the potential to become something more? I believe that photography is powerful, truly powerful. But the thing is that this power is only accessible to the few of us. You see, in history, photography has created awareness. It has caused action and reactions. Reaction that has actually helped cause the end of war and crisis. But this is only possible because of a few brave ones. Professional photographers from all over the world actually risking their own lives each day in order to print the truth so it can be observed by us, the normal ones, the regular people on the street. But do these images, these powerful images, do they really have to contain, do they have to be horrible pictures of war and famine, and in order for us to react? Do these pictures have to reach our conscience in order for us to notice them? Or could it might as well be pictures of joy, of hope, of brotherhood, and the good things in life? And what if this power that lies behind photography shifted just a little bit and was brought to us, the normal ones, like you and me, the everyday people, the ones that wear their camera every day in the form of a phone, the ones with good values, the ones that try to eat a little less meat to save the environment, or the ones that wear Tom's shoes or recycle every day. What if we, the normal ones, got just a little bit of this power that lies behind photography? Now this is me and my first attempt of saving the world. So I actually remember this quite well. I was about 7 years old, and I grew up in my father's grocery shop. So every weekend when I was off school, I was like a ninja on a secret mission. I would sneak around the parking lot during the day, and I would actually break into people's cars and shut their engines down if they had let them running while they were in shopping. So this is also me, not so cute anymore, but still, I'm 12. And two things happened to me at this age that really, definitely shaped my life. Number one, my father, he gave me this. This is his 1976 model Nikkormat. And I fell in love. It was the first time in my life that I could actually perform magic. And I was so deeply fascinated by this magic that laid before me in the shape of a camera that this became my best friend. And it followed me on all my journeys. So number two, my uncle's best friend, he was working with Norwegian PictureAid in Laos at that time. And, sorry. He actually invited me and my cousin to go down there. And for 3 weeks we stayed deep inside Laos, in the rural areas, in the jungle, together with the locals. And for the first time in my life, I experienced this mentality, the culture, the warmth, and this happiness which only comes with a place where it's all about sharing what little you have. I experienced these beautiful things, but at the same time I also experienced something else. One day, while walking through a small village in the beautiful, beautiful highlands of North Laos, I noticed this very distinct difference in the standard of housing. So I asked the representative of the local NGO that was with me at the time, why is this? And she said to me, well, Kristian, you see, it's really a matter of how many girls the household gets. You see, a girl means an income. Since there are not really any resources to go to school, the girls, they have to go to the cities like Bangkok to find work and make money. But unfortunately, too often these girls end up in the streets or in the clubs, offering their only asset and their only tool, which is their own bodies. If you have one girl, it means that you have a house in wood. You get two girls, you might have windows and a roof. If you have 3 girls, you might even have satellite TV. So, and these girls, they never see their hometown again before maybe in their late 20s when they come back. That's when their HIV has turned to AIDS, and they come back to spend their last days with their families. Now, telling this story today still makes me sick to my stomach. And needless to say, it really affected my life. So, 13 years later, while staying in a local youth shelter in Soweto in South Africa, I revisited these feelings. And I decided that I no longer had an excuse. I no longer had an excuse of not doing my part in helping these wonderful persons that I met on my journey, achieving their dreams and living their lives, as I, a traveling photographer, was living my own.
My name is Rufila. I have 6 years old. I want to be a pilot.
A pilot?
Oh, that's great.
Refilve will definitely become a pilot one day. I know it for sure. But the problem is that Refilve and 60 million other children like him, they have no one to support their journey. And it's safe to say that just because of where their journey begins, they come off to a rather bumpy start. So, the question aroused, what could I do? Well, I was born and I was raised in a shop as a merchant. It was never natural for me to go and ask people for their money to help. Please give me, I'll give them. It didn't come natural to me. I wanted to create a product that I could offer to a market, a product that could sustain itself and grow into a brand, and maybe one day even into a movement. I called it PictureAid. And I decided that with each picture that I sold, I would change one person's life. I would change that life by giving them the power of education, so that them themselves can decide where to go next. Now this is Impal. She's a 15-year-old girl that has inspired me a great deal. She lives together with her grandparents and her siblings in a small hut high up in the mountains in Lesotho. Impal's biggest ambition in life is to become a doctor. She wants to become a doctor so that she can help other children in the same situation as her, children which are born with HIV. I have never seen such a proud young face as the last time I visited Impal, and she came running towards me with her grade book from school. And she said, "Look, Kristian, look, I'm #1, top of my class. Now I can become that doctor after all." Each night, besides the candle, a burning candle, she teaches on to her grandparents and her siblings what she herself has taught that day in school. So this guy, remember him? Tobacco and Impal. So what is the potential of this picture? What can we do with this? Well, today this picture decorates the walls of the headquarters of Grieg in Oslo, among other places. And Impal and his portrait are the direct reason why Impal gets to go to school every single day. Today, PictureAid supports 50 children with their education. 50 pictures on different walls, 50 children in education. It's a small but important start. One day, and one day soon, I know it, and hopefully already tomorrow, that chain of hotels might finally pick up my call and say, "Yes, Kristian, you do got a great idea. Now let's rethink our walls and let's put them to good use. Let them be canvases for our great values. Let's start off small. Let's put only one picture, one single picture in each of our hotels. But to not make it boring, let's say that we change these pictures once every 6 months. Now if this hotel chain has 200 hotels, 50 children today will become 500 tomorrow. One picture in each hotel. What about 5 pictures? What about 10 new partners like that? What about 50, 100? My dream is to not stop there. Let's take PictureAid out to the world. Let's include other photographers, amateurs and professionals alike. Let PictureAid become the first portal of photography where each picture taken, shared, sold and liked actually creates something more than just a boost of our own confidence. I truly believe that photography is powerful. I have known this for a long time, and it's really rewarding to see that it actually works. Now, just to sum up, I want to show you a short movie. This is Impal and her grandparents and her siblings. And the simple joy of actually, it's the first time in their life that they see a picture of themselves.
Is it one more?
Yeah, one more.
I'm almost empty. Almost. Very beautiful, right?
Yeah, very beautiful. Aku sejam belum.
Huh? It's very
Today you looking so wow.
nice.
So beautiful.
Thank you so much for having me.